Hi all, welcome to the video lecture on computer network. Today we are going to discuss a new topic which is known as IP addressing or Internet Protocol addressing. You are familiar with the term IP address. So what exactly mean by an IP address? So the formal definition says that it's an identifier used in the network layer and the internet layer. The network layer which will come under OSI model and the internet layer which will come under the TCP/IP model is known as Internet Protocol address. Hope you remember that the OSI model, the 7-layer architecture we have discussed in the first module, as well as the TCP/IP model, a 5-layer architecture we have discussed. In that two model, there is a common layer is that network layer or an internet layer. So the device which is connected to a network layer or an internet layer can be identified using a identifier is known as Internet Protocol address or IP address. So the IP address can be a 32-bit binary address. The IP address which we are going to represent in the form of binary. So it will be unique and universally define a host or a router device on the internet. The IP address will be uniquely defined for a host or a router connected on a network. For that, every host or a router on an internet has a unique and universally defined IP address. So this address will be available in the case of source address and a destination address. So the 32-bit address will be available in source as well as the destination also. For example, if a network having M connection on the internet, it need a M address. So that means the IP address will be uniquely distributed. If M connections are there, M address will be needed. So the next key idea we have to remember in the case of IP address is known as address space. What do you mean by an address space? So address space is nothing but it will be the total number of address used by the protocol. That means that the total number of hosts can be or router can be connected to a particular network. There are two variations of IP address are there. IPv4 as well as the IPv6. Initially we have started with IPv4, preventing in the Gulf countries we are going to use the IPv6 address. So IPv4 is a 32-bit address. 32-bit address it indicates that it can connect up to 2 raised to 32 bit. 2 raised to 32, that much connection will be possible using IPv4 address. In the case of IPv6, it will be 2 raised to 128. That much connection will be possible. So the address space in the case of an IP address is known as total number of address used by the protocol. That means the total number of connections. So there are two mechanisms we have used to notate an IP address. For the IPv4 we are generally using two methods. Either it will be binary notation or a dotted notation. So first we will discuss what exactly mean by a binary notation in the case of IPv4. The IPv4 binary notation is nothing but it is displayed as a 32-bit address or a 4-byte address, 4 octet. 4 octet, each octet may contain 8 bit. So it's a 32-bit address we will represent as a 4-byte address. For example, the binary notation it will be 8 binary. The binary number will be in the case of 4 octet. Like that we can represent. So the second method we have used to represent an IPv4 address is known as dotted notation. The dotted notation it will be much more compact and easier to note. Usually we are represent the IP address with the help of a dotted notation. So in that we will, instead of binary, we will return in the decimal form with a decimal point. With a decimal point in the sense, in order to separate each byte we are using a dot symbol. For example, 117.149.29.2. Rather than binary representation, the dotted notation of the IP address will be easier. So the exam point of view, you can expect another question. a conversion of a binary IP address into a dotted notation. For example, we can consider the following example. There is an example showing 170.0.0.0.10.11 0.0.0.0.11 0.0.0.41 are there. So and then how we can go to convert? A simple mechanism only. Group the first 8 bit. Write the equivalent decimal. We know that how we can convert a binary into decimal. So similarly, group next 8 bit. Write the equivalent decimal. So after first 8 byte, separate with the dot symbol. So it will be 2 raised to fit will be there. 2 raised to fit will be 128 dot 0.0.0.0.10.11. We know that it will be 11 equivalent decimal. 0.0.0.0.11 equivalent decimal, it will be 3. Like that we can able to represent. So far we have discovered what you mean by an IP address. IP address will be in a network layer or an internet layer. If any host machine or a router is connected, in order to identify the machine, a unique address will be available that is known as internet address or an IP address. So the two classes are there, IPv4 and IPv6. We will discuss in detail. So IPv4 it will be 32-bit and IPv6 it will be 128-bit representation. So it can address up to 2 raised to 32 as well as 2 raised to 128 connection. So then we have discussed the 2 types of notations. So what all other components will be contained by an IP address? So in a IP address it's containing 2 parts. The first part will be the network number and the second part will be the host number. So a network number which identifies a network. It is assigned by the Internet Network Information Center if the network to be part of an internet. First number it will be network number. It's identifying the network. It will be defined by the NIC if the network is a part of an internet. An internet service provider can obtain a block of network address from the NIC and can itself assign the address space as necessary. Service provider can obtain the network address from the NIC and can assign address space as per the necessity. The second part will be the host number. It will identify the host on a network. So the second part it will be assigned by the local network administrator. So the first part from the service provider and second part from the local administrator. So there is an example which indicating the host ID and network ID of an IP address. So coming to the example 192.168.1.34, it's an IP address. In that the first 3 byte is going to represent the network ID and the last byte is going to 4 byte octet is going to represent the host ID. So the host ID is provided by the local administrator and network ID will be provided by the NIC.